And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 9, episode 16. And we are so close to hitting our 200 episode coming up very, very soon. So, as you guys already know, due to the crazy amount of news coming out for the League of Legends 2023 offseason, we've been having to get some extra Cloud9 podcast episodes out to you guys. Now, normally for every offseason, I would just do a whole bunch of videos, and then those videos would obviously get a whole bunch of views. But I just didn't have the time this year to really dedicate that much time doing that many individual videos because I was just really busy. I had to revamp the channel. I had to start putting together my newest podcast, and I have to obviously put episodes out in this podcast as well. So when we go into basically next year, when new news drops, I will be making solo videos about said whatever topic, right? And going into the off season of next year, you will see the abundance of league videos for the off season. But as you guys know, I want to say just thank you for anybody that watches on the podcasting platforms. Apparently France has taken over to be our most popular place. Crazy. I mean, I love me some European women. If you guys want some sexy, hot black man, I mean, I'm right here for you women, but thank you everyone for who's been watching the show since the very beginning, who watches the show on the replay, or who can watch the show live. All of it is greatly supported. And the only thing I care about for the show is obviously just getting listeners. That's all that matters. And if we can be that experience for you guys when you're obviously, commuting from work, going to the gym, you need something to watch in your free time when you're just obviously doing whatever, then I'm glad we can be that for you guys. And obviously joining me here today, co-host, the sexiest black man on this planet who's trying to still sleep with my ex, Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm trying to sleep with the whole family, but that's just me. But yeah, okay. Let's be honest. League right now is crazy. Did you hear? Apparently, Tyler 1 might not be doing any more league content.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. They sucked all the fun out of him. Mm-hmm. I mean, this motherfucker used to play. I used to come home. I would go to work. He would just start playing league. I would come home. This motherfucker's playing league still. I'm like, this man is dedicated. He's dedicated. Like, no way in hell. Because I'm not playing league for 12 hours. Oh, no. I think he played like 12 games in 12 hours because sometimes the solo queues took forever. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. But honestly, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
What's super interesting is Tyler 1 was banned. Obviously, he had that huge drama with basically, Riot Games and the whole freak drama where he has the thing of you have no mana when he defeated freaking Lane when he was playing Draven against Freak who likes to play Caitlyn. Man, I mean, I know he's gone through a lot with doesn't he date that girl Michaela? I know she had that miscarriage, which fucking sucks. I don't know if they're still together, but that must have obviously been a very, very bad thing, to happen. And if he ever retired from playing League of Legends, I mean, I could see it, honestly. But what people don't admit, guys, and I mean, I'll say this to him as well. League is so addicting and it's so fun to play that I just don't really see anyone who's super involved with playing League, just completely going super cold turkey on the game. I just don't see that. Now, some people are able to do it, like with Yu-Gi-Oh, the trading card game that, I started my first YouTube channel based around. There are people that'll just straight up quit Yu-Gi-Oh and never look back and they just sell all their stuff, right? But, you always have the person that's more like, what? They always kind of think the grass is greener on the other side. So they kind of, quit for a little bit, but they don't really sell all their stuff. They're still kind of in it, and they'll kind of revisit it. I think a lot of other popular streamers that used to play League took a break from it and then started coming back. I mean, we had Mo, who's on 100 Thieves, I think still. He took his break, and he was big in gambling too. He took his break. He started playing a lot more recently. I mean, there's a lot of people that have had that. honestly, because League is always such in a weird state. I mean, I get it. Like, there's going to be overtuned kits, champions, new champions tend to come out and be really, 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 really disgusting. There was a period point in time where they would like rework an old champion only to make the newly reworked champion just the most disgusting thing ever. Remember, like, on release Camille being one of the most broken top laners. I mean, when they reworked Vladimir, Malzahar, there's so much things that you can talk about when it comes to League. So when people have said like League's going to be in a better state come 2024, I don't know, actually. You know, I've seen the changes. They look pretty interesting for the most part. I think the surrender thing you told me about last night, or when we were obviously talking on my League of Legends stream, where obviously, as you guys don't know, I play League of Legends, live, and you guys can check out my link tree. It's basically just copy and paste my link tree in the search bar of any of your browsers, and you can just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or Rumble, and then you can see when I go live to play League. And the whole mythic items, I wasn't really like a big fan of that, because the way like mythic items have functioned for the game is basically like, if you don't get this item, then your champion just can't function. And what I've always liked about League is you could have these like weird builds that could work if you could understand how a champion could function. So that's just me. Honestly, I've always enjoyed that about League. And then when it came to a point where you had to buy specific items for certain champions, otherwise they're not going to function properly, I just never really liked that. So I hope going into like 2024, they change that. Cassante, like let's use Cassante for example. If you do not build Iceborne Gauntlet on him, he almost really can't function as a champion. There's just specific items you have to build on certain champions now. Otherwise, they just don't really function, And I kind of would like a lot more variation in my build paths if I'm going to be playing certain champions. Like, there's still like certain champions you can do multiple different builds around, but there's like new champions where like you have to build that specific item on them. Otherwise, it's not going to really function properly. But we have been going through a lot of the news on here for the, League of Legends 2023 off season. It's been just absolutely amazing. We're going to have some really interesting rosters come up, and these rosters, I think, are not as good as some people may think. I think these rosters will be a bit better than the rosters of this year, but what really hurt a lot of the rosters this year, if a lot of people don't know, is a lot of the rosters were just badly GM'd. You had players on certain rosters that didn't make sense at all. You also had players on teams where the play styles don't match up at all, to the point where you could see these things happening. Then a lot of the teams with the good players just basically just collapsed for the most part. They just basically just shit the bed, if we're being just completely honest here. So hopefully coming into like 2024, people will kind of utilize the rosters they're building now, because the rosters a lot of people are building now are more like regional based, like national based, like the LEC. I mean, Mad Lions is moving to an all like Spanish roster. You have a lot of rosters moving to that. So, because I think people have mentioned that some of the leagues would be stronger. I don't know if the LEC or the LCS will be stronger. Like, I don't know. Because for me, when I look at the LEC and I look at all the roster moves, it looks like G2 just kind of runs the league, unless G2 somewhat kind of can't get past a certain hurdle to get better, and then they just kind of stumble into getting better, and then that allows a team that's weaker than them on paper to do better than them. That makes sense for people, right?
But the thing is, it's like you can't get any better if you don't play any competition that's going to push you to get better. If the whole thing was where G2 this year with losing NRG kind of now forcing you to make you better, because it's like you lose to a team no one expected you to lose to a team no one expected to get out of the fucking LCS. It's like they pretty much took your top 8 spot more or less. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what if G2 was in Weibo spot. G2 might have got top 4. We don't know. It could have been. There's a world where where it could have been BLG or Gen G in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
If it probably still would have been BLG, but it's like sometimes that stuff happens, and
yeah, because if you look at 2023, that's what kind of most of this year came down to. The team that had the better players on certain rosters just didn't show up when it really mattered in like the specific games that are supposed to get them to the next part.
Sometimes the player shows up, you just get beat. That's what people have to realize too. Sometimes the player shows up and it's just like sometimes it's just not your time. Sometimes it's just not your day. You can show up, have the best performance you could possibly do, but someone knows how to counter you blow for blow. It's like that's the issue we have to start looking at too. Sometimes, like in a sport like that, sometimes someone just knows how you play better than you know how to play.
Well, it's still a 5-person game too. That's the other bigger
factor. But it's five people playing as a unit.
Some people aren't playing as a unit though. That's the thing. Some of these guys aren't playing as a unit. Some of these guys are basically like leaning on one guy to basically do it all for them.
That's every team though. Most teams are like that. There's always one lead player. They're like the only time I see the team where they did not lead on one player, probably the 2004 Detroit Pistons, where it was five people, where it was one guy maybe, but it was like even with the Lakers in 2000, it was Shaq. Late Salvador was Kobe, and then like LeBron. Any team was LeBron was always LeBron. Steph Curry. It's like that's the thing too. It's like with NRG, it's like NRG is one of the few teams like it was Power Fox, but Power Fox really wasn't the shining point. It was Contract, but it was like Contract was there, but he wasn't the complete shining point. The NRG played like a complete team to a certain degree. It was like. And sometimes those teams just outshine teams even down on paper because it's sometimes you can figure out a team even when you adjust. Have you ever seen someone adjust to an adjustment? Mm-hmm. I've seen that in the best of three.
I've seen. I mean, no, I don't disagree. I think people do adjust, and I think people can adapt. But in the other same thing, you can't. Also overlook that the other team is also playing badly at that time as well. Like they themselves are showing signs of collapsing and not playing as strong too. I'm not discrediting.
I don't know if they're collapsing. It's like
you can tell they're not playing as good as they once were. That they are firmly falling down the drain. You can tell by just the gameplay alone.
I stopped using words like collapse. It's like were they collapsing or were they just getting?
Or you just saying they're playing as well, like the Cloud9.
To me,
like the Cloud9 that started out this year.
To me, G2 didn't collapse. They were just getting. They just got.
Oh no, not
G2. I can't. T1 to me collapsed.
Like G2 just lost.
G2 got figured out, and they, in my opinion, G2 got figured out. It was just never able to adjust to what the other teams were adjusting to. Mm-hmm. I don't call that a collapse. It was like in my opinion.
No, I'm not calling that a collapse. I'm calling it like an underperformance. Like you can see a team with better players clearly underperforming, and teams with a slightly worser players. And it's not worse than I'm not going to say they're all worse because
G2
for the most cases
G2 had the better players, but the thing you would argue is was NRG the better team because
I would say no. I would say they just lost to they just got beat that day.
I would say they were.
I can't say that, man.
I would tell you why.
No, they're not that strong.
I'm gonna tell you why, and it was the same reason you said. Yank played poorly, and Cap played up the part.
Yeah,
I'm saying like this: G2 has the better players, but NRG is the better overall team. It's like this. Think of it like this. Real quick. Think about it like this. Think of it if you rate certain players, and then you have one player who's rated a little lower, but a player who's rated a lot higher, and then you have players that are rated across the board the same. Sometimes it might even out. It's like it's a coin toss. On paper, this team has better players in this, but then you have this one weak spot. While NRG's weak spot, people say was Ignar, but it was like Was it
I'd
Ignar?
say he still was. Yeah.
What or maybe
He
was
got
it
gapped so
FBI?
hard.
Or was it FBI? Because FBI got gapped hard too.
Yes, but the
But
difference
then
here is if you
Dokla
have
got gapped hard too. And then
well,
contracts.
the difference with bot lane, if you have a bad support, that almost indicates the ADC is going to suffer because of it, because it's a 2v2 lane.
But then it's the opposite for G2. G2 had a great support, but then ADC was kind of falling. That's why you're looking
at it. That
like,
was different. Actually, Mickey X is the one that failed Hansama there. I think Hansama played fine for the most of the tournament.
I think it was the other way around. I think Hansama failed Mickey X. I think
Mickey X played pretty bad the latter the tournament went on, man. He played bad.
I think that's the same thing for Hansama. You can say that the same thing you say for Mickey X, you can say the same thing for Hansama.
Yeah,
I think Hansama failed Mickey X more than Ignar failed FBI. Because to me, and this might sound blasphemous, I think Ignar played better than FBI. I think FBI was doing shit. Like, I think FBI and Hansama were failing their supports. I mean, Ignar's not like, I went back and looked at it. I was thinking,
like, remember the game, the Weibo one, where Ignar was flat out roaming and trolling his whole team?
But then FBI wasn't hitting his shots. It was like you're missing.
You can't. Your support is not. It's gonna be dead 90% of the time. You can't hit anything in that part. If your support is roaming and dying, that inherently affects the early game because you have an early game presence at that point.
I mean, that's true, but I still have to look at it as to me. It was both of them. It's like I don't. Of course, we know Ignar wasn't that good.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't doing anything to help mitigate the issue. It was like it's supposed to be a synergy. The synergy wasn't there. It's like
no. I see what you're saying. I'm not saying that FBI played good, even though Ignar played bad. I'm saying FBI. I think. I don't know why they gave him champions like those. I just hated seeing him on like Kaisa and Senna. That's just
FBI did fail, but he didn't do anything that would have helped both of their cases more.
Yeah, but that's not how that's going to work, man. There's no way that can happen if your support is that far behind.
But then but even that, when your ADC can't get kills on low health champion, at that point
the problem is you can't. You can't.
Well, you can. You build up damage over time, right?
You can't because if he's behind in lane like that, that means if you're behind in lane, your support is in the lane.
Build up creep support or creep score. You still build up certain things.
But to do that, you would have to sacrifice minions in other lanes for him to do that because the support difference that if he roams out and he dies, that means if you're not in lane, the enemy bot lane gets to push up to you, and then he loses all that CS because you know how the minion waves where they crash them in, they don't go back, right?
The ADC can't worry about mid and top when that's why you have the jungler there. He has to worry about that, and even when the support there, you still have the jungler that can roam. I'm saying, from what I've seen, I mean, Ignar, of course, we knew he was a liability, but then FBI didn't do anything.
Yeah, like. He can't really do anything if his support is constantly dying and the enemy bot lane is pushing him.
But the thing is, that's why you're supposed to do more. You're supposed to do more, and FBI didn't do more. I know what you're talking about. But I'm saying this. It's the whole thing where you said support's supposed to speak, and it was like, where you said, but my thing, we've seen games where the ADC was behind or the support was behind, and then you have to find other ways.
But that means you rely on your top side. I know. I'm just asking you, what if you're in that situation as an ADC? What can you do if your support is dying constantly? Your lane's getting pushed in. You're gonna be behind in CS because you're missing a bunch of farm. You can't really do much more.
You still gotta get the CS. And that's the same thing.
You can't. It constantly bounces to you.
You still have to get the CS. You have to go to another lane or go. You have to because. You still have to find from when I played ADC. If my support is bad, I still have to find a way to get CS to stay ahead or stay. Yes, but
the difference in pro play with that is if someone's already ahead. So let's say Palpak's ahead.
Yeah,
you're not going to sacrifice the top or bot wave for the head. Then they're just going to keep their guy that's already ahead going. Now, it's different in pro play with that because if you have top and mid ahead. Why would you sacrifice extra waves for the ADC that's already behind? Plus, if he's on a scaling pick, he'll do fine just scaling up in the game. That's why he's on.
At that point, it's one of those things where he wasn't doing anything to mitigate the difference in the bot. It was like you knew your support was bad, and you just didn't even try to be better. That was the same FBI. That's the same.
No, but that's what I was going to say. That's more of a team thing. If they know that that's happening, do you need to just rotate? That's what you saw the bot lanes of swap. You need to just rotate your ADC out of bot then.
That's what I'm saying. You always have to, even when you cross lane, get like kill a minion or two and keep it moving. It's that whole thing where you just don't roam. If you're in the middle lane and there's no one there,
that's why I'm saying he was bad.
He wasn't even doing that.
A competent support does not randomly roam. They're like, have you see carrier roam? He is only roaming when it effectively benefits his team. Ignar is roaming just to do retard shit. He's not getting anything.
And then also FBI is roaming too, and he's out here getting chunked out. And now you gotta leave, go back to the base. It's like your support is bad, and then you're doing this that's not helping you at all. It's like if you know, it's the whole thing is if you know your support's bad, you need to start syncing even smarter. You have to start syncing double time. And he wasn't doing that. He was like, I know my support's bad. I'm gonna just do this and hope for the best. It's like at that point, you're failing your support because you know your support's bad. You know your support's bad, and you're not, and you're letting
I think that's the reason why I think that's the reason why they grabbed back Huhi. Yeah, because Huhi's not gonna really randomly roam and put his ADC behind. Because you're veteran.
The other thing I forgot to mention, but then he'll get caught out of nowhere. That's mean it's.
Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is if when that situation is happening, if it's pushing into you and you're losing tower plates, which is gold, and minion farm, then the jungler just dives you. Then now you're like extra far behind. So it was a problem with the synergy, and maybe I don't know what the team dynamic was. I don't. But that's why I would classify NRG as a bad team. No good team sits there and goes, "Hey, my ADC's losing. I'm not gonna rotate this guy out."
They were playing from mid jungle. They were playing from mid jungle the whole time. That's why they knew their bot lane was sus. They knew FBI could.
And no, I agree with you. FBI in team fight.
That's why I put more. That's why I put more thing on FBI there. Ignar, I'm like, okay, I already know what you are. FBI, you need to show the fuck up.
He's just shit.
And then I flip it for Mickey X, and it's like to me, Mickey X did fail, but Harsama Mickey X wasn't looking as good, but then I have to look at Harsama and be like, Harsama was doing the same shit. And he wasn't adjusting.
Harsama, when he was in certain situations, he actually did carry the game for them.
He did carry, but he will also be the reason why they almost lost. It's like you get. It's like you have to pick your moments. You have to at that moment. He was the one that did carry, but he was also the one that was doing questionable stuff that will put you in a situation where you're like, if this was against a certain team, we'd be fucked. And NRG was that certain team. It was like, oh shit. It was like, goddamn, a team that knows how to adjust on the fly. That's what NRG does. They know how to adjust. The issue is, and I went back and watched not all the games, but the majority of the game. Like they're the kind of team. If they watch enough film and know how your tendencies are, and your tendencies don't change, and that's what happened to G2. Their tendencies don't change. When they win enough, your tendency stays the same. Even against Gen G, because Gen G was the best of three, they got too old, and their tendencies didn't really change. All right, cool. NRG knows how to exploit that. You're like, oh fuck, okay. And then when they get too old by NRG, you're like, oh, okay. This is
because that's also the reason why I like on my league, because there's so many different angles you could really tackle it. Is that's what I was trying to levy at James when we were trying to talk to him. I was supposed to, and you know what happened? I told you all the time when I do a video or something, I always forget that one thing that I crucially need to bring up. What I was going to bring up to him in the episode, I'll just bring up right now because I know people are going to listen to this. Is okay. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's this card called Pot of Desires. Okay, so everyone knows Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is obviously you just draw 2 cards, right? Yeah. So +1. Pot of Desires is you banish 10 cards on the top of your deck and you draw 2, okay? So now most people are going to hear that and go, isn't that really bad? You banish 10 cards and you only gain 2. Isn't that a neg? No. What I was trying to explain to him is illusionary advantage is not an advantage for you. You never had that to begin with.
You never had it.
was drawing 2 cards. So I was trying to explain to him in that Weibo game was that really he said they had that advantage when Weibo won that team fight, only really because BLG overextended. They never really had an advantage because, first of all, their bot lane is extremely far behind.
Yep.
And they lost all their structures. So I was trying to explain to him is you have an in theory advantage. That's not really something you can specifically apply to the map. Yeah, you do have an advantage. That is a fact. You do. Now, is it an advantage you can tangibly use right now to push the game? Or is it an advantage that you kind of in theory have, but you can't really do anything with it? That's the thing. You know, there's different types of advantages in the game. You can have an advantage, but like a counter pick. A counter pick is an advantage. But unless you effectively play that counter pick out, that's not really an advantage anymore. Because the champion that's probably a counter pick to you now going to start steamrolling you, you know? So I want to make sure I brought that up because I know people were probably confused with the examples I was giving up to James. I'm going to upload a video. I'm going to clip it out and upload it for you guys soon. But that's kind of what it was to me. So in 2024, you know, I just I hope the rosters that were I hope the rosters now perform a little bit better because realistically, like I'm saying, no G2. You can say Randall. Warren was going crazy. I mean, I think G2 ran the league, but I think that the way that they ran the league in terms of dominance, you could easily point to and go like, was this really as dominant as it could have been? I mean, yeah, they didn't win 3 out of the 4 splits or 3 out of the 4 themes, right?
2 out of 3 splits in the season final.
Winter, I'll give them, was dominant. Winter, they actually just beat the shit out of everybody. But when it comes to like spring and summer, it's like
spring they took the foot off because they didn't really care.
Remember they lost to Mad Lions, yeah.
Yeah,
plus in the side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then summer. I mean, what team really?
What team really fought them in summer besides Excel in that best of 5 before the real final? That final they played before was the real final.
Oh yeah, no, it's always like that. Think about like
always T1, like that, yeah.
Yeah, like T1 in spring where they lost 3-2 to G2, then come Gen G, then or they beat Gen G, then it's one of those things where sometimes
T1 beat Gen G, then Gen G beat KT, and then
it's like we all knew that XL was not going to win. It was like we just didn't realize they got gapped. God dang. It was like,
and then even after that, remember what I said? I was like, after that, I was like, XL's not a good team. They're about to lose first round of Mad Lions. They're not a good team.
And they did.
I'm not saying all the time of the better team always is supposed to win. I know like circumstances surrounding the day, meta, picks, spams, all that stuff, macro. Like
yes, like sometimes, man, you can just, like look at someone and be like
we know BLG in game 5 messed up drafting against Weibo. We know that. I don't know why Tabe thought to himself, I'm going to give Yagao my mage player Jace. What? You might need to report that motherfucker for match fixing. What? What kind of crack? What kind of crack do you have to smoke to do that? And then they themselves take Caitlyn Lux, and then they don't push the advantages of Caitlyn Lux while having Jarvan. You just sitting here going like, what? Like what? Remember, it's not like that Tarzan play he did. Remember Tarzan did that shit play when the Rift Herald? Report this motherfucker for match fixing. That's match fixing. That guy's trash. Holy shit! But that's what happens. I know people are having their T1 debates right now on Twitter. We'll talk about T1 later because today's going to be a different day. Today, we're going to talk about the thing that Chaz wanted to talk about last night on League when we were streaming League It, right? So, Busio did an interview with Travis Gafford talking about the he pretty much just in a kind way laid out why he left 100 Thieves and the issues he had with Doublelift. But it was everything we'd already talked about in the year before. The playstyles don't match. The way they think about the game doesn't match.
I knew this by week 3 of Spring Split. I was like, this is gonna work.
We were literally saying this all year. It's like the way they want to play the game doesn't match. The way they play in lane doesn't match. Remember the Lux thing Busio did where he like flashed when Doublelift is CSing and he can't even capitalize on it and he gets killed and he gets Doublelift killed. Like you can just tell right there in that week in that specific game, this is just
trust me. I've had games like that where my ADC flashes a little too early. I'm playing Seraphine. I can't capitalize on it, and then I gotta speed up, try to heal him. Then I get myself killed. I'm like, bruh, I'm just picking on him. Like, what are you doing? I'm messing. Like, what are you doing? Why are you flashing for a 10 health Renata when you could have just went back and you could have got the item and killed the lady. I'm like, bro, you know why? You know why you're 40 CS behind? Because your dumbass keep going out of lane, stay in lane, and you keep getting killed
Right.
out of middle lane in jungle. It's like, why you go for the jungle by yourself, get killed? What are you doing? I'm like, fucking. This is why
Like with the
I
100 Thieves
don't play solo
roster,
queue at night now.
we're gonna talk about Doublelift in his second. This is his second retirement, quote unquote. But we knew going in with this roster with the 100 Thieves this year, the Beardson Doublelift roster. I mean, at least Nate Shaw could say
worked. It could have worked.
I don't think he say he tried it.
Yeah, he tried it. To me, and going back and looking at Team Liquid, I went back to the last 3 years. To me, Double to me was done. I think he still has some juice left, but he was kind of forced to because no team really wanted to sign him in 2021. I felt like
I have a hot take about it, but it's not thinking about that. It's more like I think Lena convinced him to fully retire. Honestly,
that if you watch the video about him wanting to get married, that makes sense too.
I watched it. Yeah, you sent it to me. I watched it at work. I was on my break.
To me, with Beergen,
remember, dude, on the Discord, remember she mentioned that Double if he's the thing is. I remember what she said. She said he's gone all the time now, and he barely has any time for being at home now.
Yeah, she's lonely at home with some dick. I better out with a girl like I let her come home and the only thing the girl wants to do is have sex. That's all she wants to do. I'm like, God damn, can I take my damn pants off?
Yeah, because people would be like, well, what's the difference between now with her versus with her early on? Before they weren't officially together nor living in a place, and they were at one point. He was a pro player when they were dating, but the issue here is there's a lot more dynamics. I can't really explain right now because it's just a whole ton. But so basically, back then the dynamic has changed so much now to the point where after he officially retired the first time, I mean, she probably got so used to having him around that it's probably a little bit jarring to have him gone now this much.
Yeah, because it's crazy how women want you out of the house and they get some time to themselves. But then other women are like, I kind of
because before it was a social thing. Remember, he would go to the LCS, play, she would watch. Then it became COVID. Then now he's at home. Then they did the traveling to Worlds. I mean, it's one of those things where I think she just officially convinced him to retire.
Yes,
because you hear the way this guy talking. It's like I met Doublelift. I talked to him, but he's not the smartest guy, I think he's kind of like pussy whipped. I'm just saying, but
I mean, most dudes are like that because they want their piece. Their woman is like you say no. You say no to one enough times, she's gonna be in the arms of another man soon. Soon enough, trust me. I've been on both sides of the situation. One girl left me because I didn't want to. I was like, I said the Negro she wanted. Yep. And if y'all want to hear about that, just bring it up, and then me and MSK can do like a part 3 interview, and then I'll bring that host. I
we need to do a third episode appearance about your engagements.
My engagements and every girl I mess around with. It's
give me the 4 hours.
It's not as long as you think it is. Like some of these are like short. I banged her one night and left the next day. Like, and some of them are going. The one about why she left me, and the other one to where the girl came to me after her boyfriend was this, and that's when I found out I was the side nigga. I tell people this. It's like you'll find out real quick if someone wants you or not by the way they start talking. It's like, and Busio found out 100 seasons like, Busio, we like you. You're a very smart guy. And when they give you compliments, let it be known. They about to fuck your whole life up after. We like you, Busio. You're a very nice guy. You're very smart. We like your play this year, but we're going to let you, explore your options. Meaning, if there's not a team, if they say we're going to let you explore all options, there's options and all options is, all right, cool. Pick a team and let's see if we can't match it. If they say explore all your options, come back. If they say explore all options and take your time, this is how it is. If they wait a few weeks, they kind of want to keep you. They want you with limited options. If they do it immediately after a certain period when, off season starts, oh no, they're not resigning you. I found that out when it comes to like team and shit like that. Like when I was on that culinary team and that team didn't bring me back, I was like, what the fuck did I do? I'm saying, did I do something wrong? And so I said, no, it's not. It's not what you did. It's not what you did. It's what you didn't do. Well, I did everything. I was like, nah. You didn't remember that party I was asking you to go to? You were like, I got other things to do. People, you don't kiss people's ass, and that's what I was like. What? I'm not. I don't fuck with the dude like that.
Well, this was the thing going into this year that I brought up at the beginning part of the year with this roster. So the roster was constructed with 2 rookies, and already when you have closer, Doublelift, and Bjergsen, they're not going to just outright say, fuck rookies, I ain't trying to play with no rookies no more. Because obviously, given all their success, would they really want to play with rookies? It's probably
and that not even rookies. Busio was more welcomed than Tenacity. Busio was welcomed because
dude, Doublelift has said in the past he doesn't really like playing with NA supports. I know he said it because I watched the videos. I know it's what he said.
That's why now you get
he doesn't like playing with NA supports. He literally said no more trash.
Plus, he's not a big fan of rookies like that.
The only support he said he would play with is Core JJ and Vulcan. The only 2 he said he would give the exceptions for. That's it. Everybody else is trash, he says.
Think about this too. Doublelift wasn't. He said if it's a brand new rookie, I'm not too big. At this point in my career, I can. Busio wasn't just a rookie. He was.
He's role swapped, right? He was originally a mid-laner, right?
He's a role swap.
He's a role swap support.
Rookie support. He's not American, but he might as well be because he
was born in LA, right?
Yeah, his origins from he was born in another country, but he lived here long enough where he has citizenship or a dual citizenship, whatever. But see, Busio was welcome because the whole thing was who he and that whole thing blew up. But Tenacity was like. He was just hyped up saying, but it was like, do we really see? And this is how you know they didn't want to get rid of Sunday. They picked up Sunday so fucking fast. The minute Tenacity said, "Oh, I'm done," in my opinion,
Nate, I hit the flip phone. Hey, buddy, you want to come back?
I mean, this is just be speculation. I think they knew about the whole thing. I think they knew that Tenacity was going to leave after that Game 5 versus Golden Guardians. Because Tenacity.
You would know well before that, man. You would know well before that when it comes to like scrims, how the team culture is going. No, remember, dude,
you're not a force off a player that you brought up with hype. That's
that's PR. You know, you can tell it's firmly PR when a org, not just them, there's a lot of other orgs too, where they're like, we're gonna bring up some rookies. Have you noticed that when these orgs do that, they immediately cut the rookies, immediately start losing? Or they've now cut both of their rookies that they said they were trying to grow with. This year, they're gone.
But also, don't forget they were on one of the seasons for like 2+ seasons. That's me. Yeah. They like it was
it's just crazy it's just crazy how like orgs will be like, yeah, we're gonna build for the future with these rookies. The moment these people start losing, the moment they are out of playoffs or any situation, the rookies are gone. The first ones to go. Happens every time. So when any roster and any year builds like, we're gonna be all for rookies and rookies this and rookies dick is down my throat. I know exactly when you guys are fucking out of playoffs or not going to MSI or Worlds. I know the rookies are gone. You know it, dude.
Most teams. EG kept their rookies.
Did they have rookies? No, they had all veterans. They Revenge. Yeah, EG had Revenge, Armel, JoJo, Unforgiven, and Ayla.
I'm talking about from a couple years ago.
Oh, with Danny. Oh no, it was just Danny. He was just the only rookie.
Danny, and then was it JoJo a rookie or was he
JoJo a rookie that year? But they kept JoJo throughout the whole time. They wanted to build with him.
I'm saying there are teams that keep. I think what it is too is I think what was the one to see. They had these players on contract for years, and that's why it was like, all right.
It was a cheap contract too. You don't have to pay Someday all that much money because remember Someday's contract was coming up on that 4th year where you had to pay that excess amount that he originally signed for.
It was a cheap contract. It was a cheap contract with Tenacity. Plus, Tenacity already that was his last year as well as Busio. That's why I was like, all right, cool. And the Tenacity just said, fuck it. Because and then one of the took a double blow because it was like Tenacity was kind of like because you could tell scrims maybe someone is not ready, But then it's when you see that, and then you see how Tenacity's like
it's just
mood,
team synergy was off. Like
that,
I'm not
plus
saying
his
he
mood
looked like
changed.
he was.
Plus his mood changed after that game. That game 5, he wasn't the same after game 5. It took him a while to get back to the tenacity. It took a while too. I think that was humbling. That was like, oh shit, I'm the reason.
Like, remember earlier on in the year that they gave him the Fiora pick against FlyQuest, and he was trying to carry, but he didn't. You could tell they were like, oh fuck, we gave this guy his pick and he couldn't do it for us.
It was like that. But you got Beerson trying to help. You got Closer trying to help. You got these guys who
Beerson and Closer synergy.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Beerson should have just stayed retired after 2020. I think
that's what I wanted to make sure we go over too, which is I don't understand what Kool-Aid Nate Sharp was given at a party to take Bjergsen when we know he played like shit on TL the previous year.
Legends. He wanted to see if he could revive the Legends. You know how like Nate Sharp, he of course he grew watching these guys play league. It's like, of course, you see these guys win championships. You just picked up a championship earlier than expected. Ain't nobody saw 100 teams was going to win in 2021.
So they basically they brought up 2 rookies. Well, they role swapped a guy from mid to support. They brought up their rookie top laner. They kept Closer.
No, he was already support. He started off playing mid, and then he swapped over to support while he was through challenger like a year ago.
So I mean, it made sense to keep Closer based off his last year performance. It made perfect sense to keep him, But
I probably would have got rid of Closer. I probably would have
get Spica. Their only other option was getting Spica because no one else wanted to join.
The issue is you get Spica, you don't get the other 2.
To be fair, I think they did look out at not getting Spica because I'm saying summer they did, but in spring no they didn't. But he didn't really play that well all year anyway.
I'm telling you this. The minute Spica fucked up, Beerson and Doublelift would have on his ass to the point where it wouldn't have worked. 100 Seeds lucked out not getting Spica because those comms could have been some of the nastiest comms because you get that boost.
Remember, like watching the voice comms?
One side quiet, Tenacity flaming his hair. You got the 2 veterans roasting the shit out of Spica. I'm telling you right now, Spica said this.
Are you saying we're about to have Breaking Point 2.0 or some shit?
Yeah, like that whole TSM 2020 shit. That lives rent free in Spica's head. When that shit, and then all the blame got put on him. He's the motherfucker that did his job. Where were the other 4 motherfuckers at? If every time I've ulted, I'll play support a Boo Boo, get a 5-man ult, and no one does a thing. Except for you. You were the only one time you killed 2 people, but then you got killed immediately after, and no one else helped. And I was like, I'm done. I just left. I was like, nope, not doing it. You and I just sat in the base. I was like, nope. If I 5-man ult, I 5-man ulted Maokai, and that shit lives in your head. That shit lives in Spica's head. Spica's just sitting there like, I can't believe.
Well, the reason why Spica wouldn't want to play with them either is because when you play with people like them, they're very hard to get to try new things out. Even when the meta shifted and it's the meta you play. Dude, right when Senna and Philios were meta, Doublelift really was apprehensive of playing those new champions when they came out. So you had this 100 Thieves roster which came together, and you're like, I mean, to be fair, most people had them at like 5th in the spring split anyway. But when you're looking at just how bad it came out, they ended up getting 3rd. They did, but that was really jank. Remember they had that 8-game losing streak?
Where they had that 7-game
win streak. Remember before that, they fired the Mad Lions coach they had. They brought in Nuke Duck to be their head coach. It was terrible. Yep. It was really bad. The only reason why they ended up getting 3rd was because EG and Golden Guardians were just basically doing fuck all.
EG had COVID. EG had
COVID. And Golden Guardians were just legitimately bad.
Golden
Guardians had no health issues, and they were just sucking.
No, don't forget. Golden Guardians had the win streak as well, and then they started losing, and then they started winning.
100 Thieves had one because the easy schedule.
They had a winning streak, and then they had a losing streak. Golden Guardians had a losing streak, had a winning streak, had a losing streak, had a winning streak. I was like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching?
And then remember, 100 Thieves beat EG in that tiebreaker game, which put them into third. So that means that, the bracket would have played out the way it did. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this roster just can't work. Bjergsen and Closer have no synergy. Doublelift and Busio have no synergy. Busio has no synergy with Closer. Tenacity has no synergy with all of them. Man, burn us to the ground. Actually, just take the lighter and fire.
And don't forget, Beard's just mentally done. You can just look at him.
You saw his face after they lost to Golden Guardians. He just did that
yeah, I'm done.
I knew he retired. I knew he retired right at that moment. I was like, he in his head, he might say the N-word. He's like, these niggas is trash. These niggas is trash.
I think he retired before. I think he retired once the last champion died. I think that's when he retired. He was like, yep, I'm done.
You know what's crazy, man? You know how it stings more? They lost to Stixay and Huhi again in spring in a clutch moment to move forward. That's what stings even more. He's like, I lost to Stixay and Huhi again. Fuck this roster. Like also, Bjergsen's gameplay was, you could tell this man was a walking corpse.
He
was missing any-ults, and I was like, bro, get this man off the stage.
His career's been there for 3 years. I go back and look at it, I was like, no, that was it. That last
if Doublelift wasn't on Zeri or Caitlyn, I mean, what was he doing? Remember, in the summer, Closer didn't even gank for 18 minutes until the last week. So basically for 8 weeks on end, this man was basically invisible. This man's not even trying anymore. And you're like, okay, blow this roster up. They bring in some random named Quid, and he's just sitting there doing nothing. He's just literally just doing nothing. He's just CSing, and that's it.
He's out there trying to figure shit out and hope for the best.
To be fair, I can't. It's hard to blame him too because he can't communicate with them. He can only communicate with some days mentally gone. He's fucking not thinking about this year anymore. Who was here on EG? 100 Thieves now throw him away for General Sniper. I mean, hopefully that works out for them. Honestly,
it probably won't. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 50-50. It is so 50-50.
So we're gonna go over the Doublelift retirement video. I'm gonna go to the video you sent me earlier. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, like Doublelift retiring. I mean, it was. I think after he did that first retirement, I think he should have just stayed retired. Honestly,
I don't think he wanted to. I don't think at that moment in time he wanted to retire because he said that it felt like he was kind of like put into a position where it was like retire or I leave you and Lena must got
he wanted to have that one last itch where it was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I can do it. People are gonna forget 100 Thieves playoff record was really bad this year. So outside of winning just the 2 games, so they won the 2 games against Golden Guardians. Outside of that, and the one against Team Liquid, they only won 3 games total in the entire playoffs. 3 games total. They lost 0-3 against FlyQuest. It was 2-3 against Golden Guardians. So that's 2-6. Yeah, that's 2-6. And then they won the 1 game against Team Liquid, and they lost 3 more. So they went 3-9 in playoffs this year too. They lost in the first round every single time. Like they had to rebuild the roster. This wasn't gonna.
That's still better than Matt Lyon at Worlds. Oh no, not Worlds. MSI. That motherfuckers win.
See, Nate Shot is looking at this like, did we just speed run out of the LCS this year? They literally actually speed ran out of the LCS this year.
Yeah.
Nate Shot's sitting there going like, I am never taking people's words for veteran players ever again. He ain't. There's no way he takes some veteran at this point now when Doublelift and Bjergsen burned him. And remember, the only reason why they got quit was because Bjergsen told Nate Shot last minute that he's retiring. What is that?
Not even last minute. He told, last minute, but it was like, everyone, the thing about it is people kind of knew that he was retiring, but the issue is like Nate Shot found out like 15 minutes before the video was uploaded. Like that's like if like you find out you're getting fired 15 minutes before your job, like you're supposed to start your job. It's like, oh, you're fired. Look. You couldn't tell me that earlier? That's me. I took the bus all the way down here.
Oh, I'm never retiring, man. I love League too much. I could never retire playing League. I just love it that much. No way. Yeah. I could literally stream League for hours and hours on end because I love it that much. But then again, I'm also not a pro player. I just say, forgot. I know Chad's like Lennon tonight. Lennon invited me out to just this sort of like this Village Cafe that's right across the street. I've never been in the building my entire life, and I've lived here my entire life. But we had some. I just ate fries. They had some. It's like this watery steamed vegetables with chile sauce and rice. I don't know if you ever made that.
What kind of restaurant is it?
It's a Village Cafe.
What the fuck is that?
It's like a Chinese small little restaurant.
Like,
have you ever made that kind of dish? Like vegetables with steamed water and rice and chile sauce?
Yeah, no, you steam the vegetables and then you make chili sauce on the side. Yeah. Yeah.
So Lennon was eating that. Carla was eating. Yeah. So after that, I just walked into the bus stop and I just came back home. That was pretty much it. I had this fat headache, and Lennon's calling me. She poked me on Facebook, and I was like, "What's this girl poking me for?" So I call her. She's like, "Come hang out with us."
Next time she pokes you, man, you better bend over and poke her.
Like, good Lord.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, man, she bugging you enough times, and she only your friend. Nah, man.
Like, she's so lucky my headache went away after I started eating because I had a fat headache. You know those fat headaches? They're just like, they're not like throbbing, but they're just like gnawing. You're like,
oh no, trust me. I get those about once a month. That's why there's certain days where like you see me pass the fuck out. Like Saturday nights are the days I just sleep the fuck. If I go to Pokemon, I come home, I go shower, sleep. Like I need to sleep. There's days I'm like, you'll send me a link. I'm like, I'm not going out. I'm too tired. Fuck this. I just be
tonight was that night. I've been doing so. We go factor in because I scheduled to have this Saturday off. That way, that's one reason we could see up this late because I would have ended the other podcast earlier. Yeah. I mean, I needed this extra day off because I was so freaking tired, man. Thanksgiving week, all the podcast content. It's just, oh my goodness, man. I just need an extra day off. Boss was being such a fucking bitch to me, and she calls me tomorrow. I'm like, no, I'm good. You can just suck my fat cock. Also, I scheduled this day off. She can go suck my fucking dick.
Hell yeah. And that's the crazy part about it, too. It's like, bitch.
Oh, here's the video. I found it from Chaz. Okay, here we go. Am I not subscribed to Doublelift's channel? It's so weird. I forgot my subscription got reset.
Yeah, I'm not subbed either.
Like, I'm subscribed to the More Doublelift channel.
Yeah, that's the one I'm subbed to. And then I got a thing saying that, oh, check out this new video on Doublelift's main channel. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I saw this. Once
he had that video on his main channel talking about his off season was just a roller coaster, I was like, okay, he's done.
This is when I knew he was done. When he said, yeah, it's like for the first time, I don't really have a team that's like really calling me. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, he's done. Nope.
Oh, remember in this video, he also highlighted the LCS economic problems too. Of like they're not LCS teams. At least for the most part, outside of maybe Cloud9. Sorry, not Cloud9. Even Cloud9 don't spend that much money. Outside of like maybe Team Liquid, maybe or FlyQuest, because they're owned by the Panthers.
Yeah,
teams aren't spending that kind of cash anymore.
I'm gonna give you a heads up on the Panthers. If the Panthers keep fucking up, FlyQuest might need a new owner because
we know they will.
No, Carolina Panthers are 1-10. They're lucky they got that one win. They are garbage.
Who they beat? Who they beat, man?
The Houston Texans. It was 15-13. It was lucky because it was a rookie quarterback they were going against, and they just sometimes like I said, sometimes you catch a motherfucker. You catch someone you're supposed to be slipping because breaks are in football. An interception goes the wrong way. Defensive players not playing, offensive players not playing, someone misses an assignment, so many variables, but the team's garbage. The Carolina Panthers are absolute garbage.
Because all I know is that people from their org, when they bought FlyQuest, they said they want to spend money in this space. So the only teams that orgs that I want to spend money apparently is maybe, even TL. TL's going to run a budget roster. Yeon's not going to be on a great contract. APA's not going to be on a good contract. Not Umti. You guys think Umti's going to be on a good contract?
Yeon's still not Yeon. APA is a rookie. That's he gonna take.
He get rookie money.
He get one. If he even asked for $1 more, what? Nigga, ain't you the same motherfucker that got gapped by Faker with one hand?
And Power Faker?
Yeah, Power Faker too. He was getting
he didn't get gapped. He got his butthole spread and he got fisted.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm glad Menace retired because Menace would have found that. I was like, wait a second, were you the one that got 4v5 against Faker? Faker chose Silas. into your Oriana, it gets chosen not to play a champion that's like half the. And I still want people to believe this. Understand this. Mm-hmm. Faker chose Silas into a comp where half the ults were useless. And,
he quite literally picked the champ, walked around the map just to take farm and just walk around. He quite literally did nothing that game.
And he dominated you. See, this is why I'm glad Menace is retired, because if I see that shit, nigga, you'd be lucky if you get a fucking job in fucking Australia. You let a man who barely got two hands working pick Silas into your Orion.
Faker was winning that lane too. He was literally doing fuck all and winning it too.
He told Silas, that's me. You got against comps with shit ults that's not gonna benefit Silas. Mm-hmm. He beats you in lane, doesn't even try hard. It's like, see that one series alone is why, like, Amanda is less fudge, but that right there showed how worthless Amanda was. Faker trolled the fuck out of that. They
still won.
Like, think about this. In one whole year, T1 said they damn near had a perfect game. They gave up 2 towers. Whoop-de-doo. And they set the second fastest record at like MSI. Mm-hmm. At this point, like, and motherfuckers, and first of all, the whole Mad Lions thing, I'm glad they got blown the fuck up. That needed to happen. Like, yeah, Elior is still being there. At this point, this motherfucker can't say he don't want to be on another team because you decided to stay there. Even after you said you wanted to be going on G2 a year ago, and you got fucked. That's not your fault, but you decided to stay at Mad Lions because the only team you wanted to go to was G2. I understand, but that's whatever. But and with Doublelift, oh man, because I know him. I know he didn't want to go to no goddamn Brazil. Because think about it, now you gotta be in another country, away from your girl even longer, and the travel back and forth is not worth it. Trust me. I used to work a job that was an hour and a half by bus or at 40 minutes by train. It's not worth it. I mean, it's worth it if the pay's good, but.
All right. This was Doublelift retirement video. Now, I literally was watching live when Doublelift won his first championship because I watched the year that he won his first one. It's crazy to look at how much a trajectory that has propelled his career too. Yeah. Like, I think the highlight for me of his career was when he won against IG MSI 2019. That's my favorite series he's ever played. Correct, right? If you look, how y'all look the odd percentages for the wins. People, there was a 1% chance TL had to win, not just in the series, it's like overall objective results, right? But people that predicted, everyone thought IG were going to win by 99% record. The only person that actually thought they were going to win was people from TL, namely Steve.
Yeah, I'm about to say, of course your order came and like, oh no, IG's going to win. Then I was like, Steve, are you betting on the other team? If Steve would have said anything but Team Liquid, I need to see his account right now. I need to see if he.
You'd also highly likely believe that people on the players and staff on Team Liquid thought they were going to lose to IG.
It's one thing is that to me, I've always said you got to be delusional and choose yourself. This is how you got to phrase it. It's going to be an uphill battle. We are not favored to win, but we're going to try harder. That's how you say it.
They had an analyst on there named Case who's been an analyst for like Team Liquid, FlyQuest and TSM and other teams. He was like, yeah, IG are an easy team to beat. They were getting lucky in all these games. Yeah, the team that's stomping everyone is getting lucky. What kind of crack are you smoking? Like, what? The reason why IG really much lost is apparently they had an implosion in a scrim, actually. It's the reason why they played so badly against Team Liquid. But then again, off-rift stuff happens. And when I saw them play, I was like, oh, God, that to me is the biggest upset for the West ever. Perfect, right? No one thought they were winning at all. Yep. No one predicted for them. That is the biggest upset a Western team has ever had, ever. And then they actually played well into them. It wasn't like IG like fucked up in every game and that's how they won. No, they played legitimately well against them, you know? But yeah, that for me to be the highlight of his career, the Lucian outplay against Cloud9 had that that's one of my favorite ones. You know, it stings. It was against Cloud9 that year. He never got out of group stage, which fucking sucks. But I mean, to be fair, MSI, you have to get out of a group stage to get to top 4 anyway. He got out of like one group stage in his entire career. I mean, he never got the world success he's wanted because he just kind of did fuck all in groups, for being honest here. The 1 year he could have got out in 2017. If you can't get out of that, I mean, it's just kind of like whatever at that point.
Yeah, at that point, man, he just gotta be like, all right, we gotta.
That was the easiest layup for a group ever. Or even the 2015 one. They had Pain Gaming and Flash Wolves and Rock's fucking Tiger. I mean, Rock's Tigers are really good. Well, there were cool Tigers back then. But if you can't get out of 2015's group or 2017's group, it's you just can't do it at that point.
Yeah,
you know.
You just gotta be like, all right.
I have some news for you all. I'm retiring for real this time.
That's why I put in the title again. He retired at one point already.
Yeah.
So if you followed my career, you probably think, oh, he's just retiring again. He's going to come back again. This always happens. Okay, so it's happened 2 times before. And the first time in season 7, I took a break. I was having like pretty...
Yeah, apparently Bjergsen didn't like that. Bjergsen did not like that they had a great season. They did fail at Worlds. They're in a really, really hard group. But I'll go over that in another day with how much people overrated that TSM team. But Bjergsen apparently did not like that Doublelift took that break back in 2017 spring. They had to bring in Wild Turtle back to TSM, and they won that split when it was the Jensen not pressing Hourglass, on Echo, right?
Oh,
poor mental health, and I didn't think I could play my best with just how I was feeling at the time. And I was...
Remember that Bjergsen didn't even want him back in the team after he chose to, take that break right then and there.
It was a break. I always announced it was a hiatus. I never retired. And the second time, which was immediately after my split on TSM in season 10, I retired. But actually, what happened is I never wanted to retire.
That's true. That is true. Well, this for the Reginald one. The Reginald one, he didn't want to play with so they didn't know if they were officially going to get Sword Art, so there was another guy potentially, and Doublelift was like, no, I'm not going to play with that guy. So Reginald, who doesn't like Doublelift, basically said, you ain't playing on the team then. So at that point, Doublelift was like, I'm not going to play for a shit team, so I'm just going to retire.
Okay.
I felt kind of forced to, because it was either playing...
Maybe it was because Doublelift stole his ex-girlfriend. Maybe. Could have been because,
playing on a shit team, or taking a break, kind of like gathering myself a bit, stream, keep my skills up, and then come back the next year. Unfortunately, it did end up turning into like a pseudo 2-year retirement, but I always intended to play and I always wanted to come back. And if you watch my stream, then people would ask me like, oh, are you ever coming back? Like, I would never give them a straight answer, because I always knew in my heart I was going to come back and give it one last shot. And now that I have, and I feel like I did prove quite a lot to myself and to my fans, this is just a decision that I'm never going to walk back.
You see that hug they did?
What? Oh, yeah. I'll go back again.
Did you see that?
Did prove quite a lot to myself and to my fans.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
Thank you. I'm never playing with your whack ass again, hug. Man, I've had those hugs. Those are the kind of hugs you do because you got cameras on you. But the minute you walk away, you be like, man, fuck that bitch ass thing, man. He trash. I mean, of course. I mean, none of that.
If he puts his hand behind his back and does the cross finger thing, I believe it.
This is just a decision that I'm never gonna walk back from. Like, this is final.
It's like, oh yeah, we did.
I kind of pulled it down to 2 main ones. I made a really big financial sacrifice going from streaming this last year to playing because I really wanted to play, and the money was not really that important to me. But this next year, because of the sort of like climate of LCS and esports in general, it is way bigger of a sacrifice than even that. So that's not something that I can take super lightly.
Also, got to factor in most of his income comes from, obviously streaming, And if you're not doing that as much, then it's going to hurt your financial bottom line. Because remember, he also lives in LA. And LA, if you don't make like a certain amount of money, you're in the poverty level, and then you're in the hoods in Watts talking to black folks. I don't know if you want to end up in there. So don't do that. And he
Once you
also
go past a certain part of Los Angeles, you're in the part of town where you can't get food.
just saying, you do not want to have Lena walking down the street and there's black people behind her. Just saying.
Damn, mom, you looking good, man. Man, you got nigga type shit. If you hear someone say, and then oh, she's my girl, nigga, who the fuck are you, nigga? Where you from, nigga? And if a motherfucker asks you 5 questions in the span of 5, nigga, where you from, nigga? What's up, you claim, nigga? Where your mom standing there? Where your auntie standing, nigga? Who the fuck are you? And then motherfuckers they get more mad after asking you questions. Get in the car, get the fuck out. Niggas will press you about everything. Like, this your girl, nigga? You nerdy. Oh my god.
Oh my god, a Doublelift to a nerdy hood black guy. Oh god, just
definitely
right
a motherfucking. Oh man, nigga, that's Doublelift, man. Always choking and shit, nigga. You finally retired.
Gamer from the isn't that the rich gamer who play on the boulevard? Oh god, we gonna rob him.
Yo, nigga, man, don't let the motherfucker be disrespectful, man. How your brother doing? I'm just saying, you know how motherfuckers are.
As you guys know, it's imperative if Doublelift makes a lot of money because they don't want to be moving into Watts in the LA.
You don't no. There's just certain parts of Los Angeles. It's like if you're not in the Beverly Hills, Orange County area, or even West Hollywood, where the butt fuckers and the cokeheads are at. No, just honestly, don't even live in Los Angeles. I'm saying that right now.
Much more importantly than for me, like making money is because of the way that
I love how he says that. More important than making money is going back to streaming and making more money. Come on, dude. Just say LCS contracts ain't shit, and you just want to go back to streaming because it pays more. Streaming pays more than playing pro. It just does.
It pays more for you doing less.
Yeah.
LCS is now, and everyone pulling back on budgets.
That's the ultimate reason why he's officially retiring is they're pulling back on budgets and it's not worth the financial sacrifice to play on a team and make less money. That's it.
My dream of winning worlds and accomplishing something internationally for America is really far away. Like there's not many teams that are willing to spend, and that just means that there's not very many competitive rosters. It just reduces all of the important aspects that are outside of just the roster, like support staff, just resources for the players to improve and get better. And one of the really big things that was keeping NA even sort of in the conversation is, well, LCS spent a lot. So we were able to attract good talent from other regions.
Yeah, that's true. And that's really bit them in the ass recently. Like that really has destroyed them, buying all that top tier talent, getting fuck all results for it, and then it's basically screwed the financials of the entire LCS over.
Regions and pull them in, that would elevate our region. Like a ton of imports have actually come in and performed really well and been a huge staple in LCS. I mean, just look at Bjergsen, look at Core and all these players who come and they're so good and they make everyone else play better, but they also take the region to new heights and become one of our own. And I don't think that's really happening anymore. I feel like I've accomplished everything that I have set out to accomplish except for one thing, which is to win worlds. That's the last thing that I was never able to get to.
Let's look at Bjergsen's face after they got completely destroyed in this group and they went 0-6 drop.
But I think this cycle of setting a goal for yourself and grinding and reaching that goal and then setting a new goal for yourself is it kind of reflects everything. You could literally say that for everything that you do in your entire life. Relationships, going to the gym, pursuing hobbies, finding what makes you happy. That will you'll always be looking for the next thing, and whether or not you achieve that, it was kind of the corny thing to say is it's the journey. The journey is what's important, and I am very lucky to have been able to go on the journey. It's just insane thinking about it because I just wanted to be a pro player. That was it. And at the time, I don't know how much a pro player made, but it was probably less than McDonald's worker.
That's man. There was negative money in esports.
It's not much. So like I'm just trying to find a way to live. And I got kicked out of the house, blah blah blah, but ended up being a pro player, and my dream is a reality. I'm a pro player. This is awesome.
Quick,
Making money.
What happened to that when you got kicked out of the house? Because I saw this earlier. I was trying to read it, but I was...
long story short, basically he clashed with his parents. He was getting bullied at school a lot, and basically he just kind of left the home, and he had nowhere to go, and he slept on Travis's bunk bed. That's all it was.
Oh, okay.
He didn't get along with his parents all that much. His parents didn't want him basically spending all his time gaming. Then there was a clash of that.
Were these the same ones that, that tragically passed?
Yeah.
Jesus. And by the brother that they kept over him?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Oh, okay.
Playing games. But then, my dreams changed. My dream changed to, well, I'm a pro player now, but now I want to be known as a good player. So I tried really hard to...
That's a very good mentality to have. I think a lot of people at his level, sometimes they just, I'm a pro now. I'll just be a pro that just bounces around from team to team to team. It's like, no, if you're not known as a good player, then really, what was it all for then? If you're not going to be known as a good player at that point.
Money, because at the end of the day...
money?
Because in 20 years, will League still be here? No, but I'll be rich.
Get the bag while you can.
I think I accomplished that. Season 3 and 4 rolled around. People called me a good player, a greedy player, but a good player. And they said, well, this is a good player that will never win anything. I remember one comment really annoyed me. It was he's like Leonardo DiCaprio. He'll never win anything important. Everyone will just know.
Leonardo DiCaprio is very, very known, even if he hasn't won anything.
No, but
you can tell Reddit is full of fucking.
I'm gonna tell you this. I remember I said this earlier. That did not age well. That did not age. Just think about that. That did not age well because when was this tweeted or Reddit? This is what
I'm pretty sure this was said on Reddit in the same year he started winning. It was a big Reddit meme of Doublelift's trophy case was empty.
And you know the fuck thing about it? Leonardo DiCaprio won a year later the Oscar. That shit. Whoever said that, yeah, that shit
aged like milk.
Who he is, but he's never gonna win anything, and it just pissed me off. So I was like, I want to win something. I want to be a.
This is how you know these people are fake anythings. There are famous basketball and football players, hockey, MLB players that have never won anything, but they're very known.
Yeah, they're very known. You could have
not won anything, but you could have.
But the issue with that is you still get that label as not winning, and that. There's a whole argument. Would you rather have a championship or 50 million? It's you want the 50 million, but if you don't win, it's
50 million. I could buy a good roster at that point.
I mean, talk about for the player. It's
oh yeah.
Say you said I'll give you $50 million, but in this chance you'll never be able to win the world championship. At that point, you're me and this might sound fucked up. I'd rather win the championship. It's morally, I come to this sport to want to win. If it's of course I want the money, but at the same time, if I have the money but I can't win, at what point what's the worst of playing? It's at that point, you might as well just quit. And with that whole thing with Doublelift, it's of course you want to win a championship. It's and of course what you say, people are known, people who don't win championships are known. But now you get the asterisk.
Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. Isn't some of the most famous, best basketball players of all time haven't won jack shit?
Yeah, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley. But the issue is, and this comes down to it, it's they got that stigma of not winning.
Yeah.
That stigma stays there, and it hurts. That's the sad part about it. It hurts because it's Delphi when you're the reason why they lose. Charles Barkley just got beat by a bad team. Patrick Ewing was the reason why the Knicks didn't win. That hurt. It's Patrick Ewing doesn't get. I mean, it's mostly just Shaq that jokes on him, but Patrick Ewing for years couldn't let that shit down. Against 94 Houston Rockets. He could let that shit down for years. He just had to sit there and take it. It was And it's fucked up because like your whole legacy gets really chalked down to that. Your whole legacy is chalked down to you not winning that one title, and it's fucked up. And Doublelift's gonna be seen as the guy. The thing about it, the LC, the way the people in the LCS gonna be looking at it. Oh, LCS never had a chance of really winning worlds. There was a time where they could have, but they got top four. Top four is good enough. It's the whole thing where people are gonna start playing revisionist history. It's like, I mean, Doublelift being one of the most dominant LCS players of all time is gonna be great. And it's like before UConn started winning national championship, they were winning the regional championship, and that's how he just has to look at it. You were able to win your region. That's when you were the king of the LCS for 4 splits straight. Nobody else could say that. Maybe Cloud9 or Cloud9 can't close, but either way, you know what I'm saying?
Champion.
That's it.
And when I finally won in season 5, it was like the highlight of my life. It was so huge that we were able to win.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Yeah,
we beat TSM, our rivals. Like I got a penta in the finals. It was the coolest moment ever. Like I'm literally like I'm feeling the dopamine just thinking about it. It's a highlight of my entire life. But it wasn't enough. Like I after that I was like, well, I'm a champion now, but I don't feel that fulfilled from it. Maybe that wasn't what I wanted. I want to be a great player. I want people to see me as one of the greats, maybe the greatest. That was my next goal. And so like after that I played on TSM. We won a lot. I played on Team Liquid. We won 4 in a row. And I accomplished that. I was people knew that I was a great player. No matter what team I went to, my team was good. I was good. And then I wanted, the last thing, the very last thing. Like, what is the only thing that I'm missing? International success. Made finals of MSI. That was the highlight of my life. But I was never able to accomplish that. I was never able to win worlds or really even get close. And that dream is always going to be there. Like, I'll always look at it through the window and just be like, I want that so bad. Like, it's so painful that I can't try for it, that I can't be there, that I...
Well, I think he should have. I know he had offers from LEC and LPL or LCK teams. He should have just took those offers and at least try out, 1 year in those regions and see how far he can chance it. I don't know why he kept chancing these like garbage NA rosters. I mean, not all of them are bad, obviously, but it's just like, I think that's what's gonna sting in Beerson and Double's careers. They could have had a moment where they could have went to a better region and flipped it for a year and seen what could have happened.
But don't forget, you're not guaranteed to win over there as well. I mean, you might have a better chance, but it's like, I mean, Beerson came from the LEC. I mean, it's like, why come here when you could have stayed in the LEC, been the king of the LEC? Like, I mean, for Beerson, Doublelift. I mean, him from being here would have been like, okay, should I go to another region? Or it's like the whole thing why some peak players in Mexico and PCS and
Brazil,
they stay where they're at because it's like I'd rather be the king in a small pond than a visitor in your lake. It's like in a sense like that. And
like, I wish I was there. I wish I could win it all. But the truth is, the last few years I felt that dream slipping away. It's not just like 1 year where I'm like, oh, this is probably not going to happen. Things are different now than they were in season 6, 7, and 8. And the sacrifices that I have to make to have a chance to do that have just gotten stacked up more and more. The financials, the time, the commitments that I have to make. I am older now. Like I'm 30. So, and I'm
That's crazy. I'm about to be a year younger than this guy coming up in next week.
I'm 2 years older than this dude. I'm like, damn, you only 30?
I'm aware that I'm 30. Everyone reminds me I'm 30 every day, and I have other things in life that I care about. I have loved ones. I want to eventually move on to the next stage of my life. I want to get married. I want to start a family. And
with this chick,
shit, you better put a baby in there right now.
God.
Then again,
I love how it's just a caption on that face he has right there. Oh God.
If I was to continue playing pro and really like thinking that I could juggle that stuff, that's just being unreasonable. Like there's only so much time in the day, and if I play pro, I want to put everything that I have into it, every hour, every ounce of effort that I possibly can. And that's just the kind of like obsessive person that I am. And I just have like more going on in my life. So even though like I really want that, like it's the thing that I probably want the most in the entire world, I have like other things in my life that I want to do. That doesn't mean that that wasn't always my number one.
He's basically just saying he's grown up now and realized I'm never gonna win Worlds because NA sucks and these guys are too good.
Yeah.
But before, the list ended at number one. And now there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I do have to think about those things. So that's a pretty big reason why. Well, for me, what's next is full-time content creation. I mean, it's something I've always liked. Like, I think I have something. My community is awesome, and I really appreciate like all the people in it. But also, I think like the league.
Is he gonna try redoing that podcast that he had? Because that was awful. That was really bad. He needs to revamp that shit.
I don't know if he's gonna do that, but I know he's gonna revamp other stuff. There's other stuff he's talking about revamping.
Community is just one that I've grown up with, and that I just kind of want to like keep contributing to and being a part of. Yeah, I still have a ton of passion for the game and for the community. And I'm going to be engaged with it more than ever, doing streams, watch parties of like LCS, of Worlds, of all the like league related events, like still playing the game, still being like perfectly engaged with the community and making content. It's something I've had like varying degrees of passion about in the beginning when I really cared about what people thought about me and I wanted to be liked. That's the thing that I wanted the most in life, is just like I want people to like me. I want people to think that I'm good. I want people to basically just care about me, because I didn't really have that much as a kid. And I loved streaming. It was like I could literally stream like 16 hours a day. In fact, when I was on TSM, I distinctly remember if we had an off day, I was so happy because that means that I could stream all day. And like for some people, they're like, what? It's an off day. Why would you want to like play League all day and stream? But the fact that I have fans or like a career playing video games, like if I was able to go back in time and talk to my 15-year-old self that I would have this life, that I would have fans and a career and be successful, it just wouldn't make sense. Like how would that be something that a 15-year-old me could believe? Like I was literally like the biggest loser at my school, and I used to be really self-conscious in and out of game, like severely. I was always like embarrassed about the way that I looked, embarrassed about my social skills. I would always get like super panicked when talking to anybody. If you put a camera in my face like this 13 years ago, I don't know if I would be able to string a sentence together. So yeah, I mean, I've grown a lot and I became a real human being with my own personality and some confidence. And, I became a lot more comfortable with myself. And I always think about when people talk to me sometimes about how they followed my career, and just imagine like, what kind of person were you when you started watching League or started watching me play? Like, I think like everything just was so different. What you were doing, the kind of person that you were probably like really different. Like people grew up watching me, middle, high school, college, and I grew up with them. Like we kind of like.
Oh, I think they're done. Bjergsen is officially done, and I think Doublelift, he had that like, it got the one last hoorah in there. Wanted to kind of go back and see if it really I could do it, and there's no way he comes back now. There's no way. No roster would ever take a risk on him anymore at this point either.
I think after this year, plus there weren't that when he said on the live show, when he said there weren't many teams knocking down his door to sign him, he knew it was like,
he's probably only getting offers from straight up bottom tier teams. Like it's, and at that point,
he said he got offers from 2 teams, but he didn't want to say who. I was like, was one of them Immortals because they did want Tactical? It was like it was between you and Tactical, and they wanted you, but you were like, why the fuck am I gonna play on Immortals? Like, was it a more? It was probably a more of a dig. It was probably a more of a dig. And Jesse probably just messages, "Don't do it. Dig is trash." Dig is the only team that probably go ninth place in the eighth place league. Jesus,
Right.
like IMP gonna go test. IMP gonna find a way to fuck around and go test. It's gonna be like 10 out of 8. It's like, how the fuck can you do that? I was like, yeah. There was rumors he had 2 teams that offered him, but it was like, I can tell you right now, I don't understand. They just let you go. It's not Cloud9. It's not EG. No, EG's gone. Never mind. It's not Team Liquid. Golden Guardians gone. EG's gone. The last 5 teams you got Immortals, Shopify.
Yeah. Cloud9's not getting rid of Berserker. We know that.
Maybe FlyQuest. FlyQuest thought about it, but then they signed Bucio.
Yeah, most people would rather just go with the rookie and just chance that a rookie is going to obviously have a lot more upside, and they know that a rookie's not just going to straight up retire or have thoughts about retiring right now. So it's just a better investment long term than him anyway. Plus, if we're being honest here, he played all right in spring, but in summer he just completely was just like bleh.
Oh no, he was probably done too. He was probably mentally done. Like you start seeing certain ways he was playing, you could tell like someone's just like just waiting for the off season to come. Like but you know people that you work with where they clock in at like 7 o'clock, by 7:05 the motherfuckers want to go home. Yeah, that's some people sometimes. Motherfuckers clock in at 7 o'clock and by 7:05 they're already asking, what time did we clock out? I was like, nigga, you just got 5 minutes ago. It's gonna be a long 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell he was just like, yep.
Yeah, like people put a factor in scrims, stage games, scrims, 1 day off. Then you got to factor in all that for many years, just all that for many years. Then you have implosions and scrims, you have clashes, all that shit, right? Then if he retires,
personal shit too. Don't forget the personal shit.
Yeah. And then he retires, so he does none of that. He just streams, makes all his money, makes more money than he's playing pro. His girlfriend's blowing him probably after it's over.
Hey, yo.
He's just landing hot loads in her mouth, and then
and then after all I can say is, hey yo, just.
Oh, her sucking skills are probably amazing. If we're just being honest here,
just sucking the saw this motherfucker, make him reconsider. And be like, baby, do you really want to play league? It's one of those things where you want to do something, and your girl wants you to stay home, that's why she'll do whatever it takes to keep you home, and she's just really sucking the life out of you. You're just like, okay, baby, I'll stay home, and then she just keeps sucking.
Yeah.
If a girl sucking dick asks you a question and you give her the answer she wants, and she still keeps sucking after, oh no, that girl loves your dick, man. Like that's the kind of one that's gonna, as soon as the minute you come home, might do some freaky shit to you. Like
went through a lot, like side by side, like you guys peering into my life. Looking back now, I think about it in like 3 really big chapters. So the first one is on CLG, where I was like struggling so much and I almost wanted to quit. And the like triumphant ending on CLG is we finally won.
And the faithful shall be rewarded.
And that was like
people should go back and watch that final. It's honestly just great. The hype, the rivalry between TSM and CLG at the time. Such
a huge moment for me. My first win. And then the second one on TSM. That was the most popular and hyped roster and the biggest league has ever been in America.
TSM cement themselves as the most dominant organization in North American League of Legends.
And then on Team Liquid, we had such high expectations and we still met them.
Back to back to back to back, and they are the best team North America has ever produced.
Yeah, then it went to winning one online LCS title in summer 2020.
Yeah.
I just look back on all these 3 eras as like, I was a part of something special. I think everyone who watched those rosters know that it was something special.
Look at Afro black as hell. Fucking black guy.
The hype. The heartbreak. Those moments are kind of forever burned into my memory.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why a car added.
This is one of those things where like you start tearing after that day because you like, damn, another legend's retired.
Yeah, like, Bjergsen's gone officially now. Doublelift's gone officially now. I mean, and you know, me and James talked about this in one of the few episodes back too. And it's like the LCS product has been so bad at promoting any new players. It's like, who's going to be the next face of the LCS? Is there a face of the LCS? There's probably Jensen at this point, right?
Jensen's on his way out too. Do you really want to promote him? Like a guy with a checkered past. That's why it's like the thing is you got to start looking at new players. Players like Jojo Pion. Like they need to promote the fuck out of Cloud9. Cloud9 and they need to make sure that no offense to Team Liquid, no offense to FlyQuest, no offense to these other teams. It needs to be Cloud9 and Energy in the finals for this whole year. Fuck all that. It just needs to be them two teams. Those are
because the most popular teams moving forward, you just argue with Cloud9, Team Liquid, and like is Team Liquid really going to be competing with Cloud9 throughout the year?
I would say it is. I would say LG is more popular now. Motherfucker, you
really? You think so?
You win LCS and then you get top 8 by beating G2.
That'll get you some fans. I would say that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying too. And you did it in the first split, like leaving CLG. You were CLG, you weren't good. Then you become NRG and you win the split and get top 8 all in one summer. Come on, son. That shit promotes itself. Yeah. The old versus the new again. Think about this.
I guarantee you it's going to be NRG versus Cloud9 to start off the spring split when we get it back.
It needs to be that. It needs to be that. And they
also the content surrounding the LCS just needs to get better. Like you said about promoting the teams and the players, because I don't know who's going to be the face of the LCS. Because when Doublelift and Bjergsen weren't in the LCS, there was no face of the LCS. I mean, at that point we had Perks, but Perks was only going to be here for that 1 year. It
needs to be JoJo versus Power Fox. It's like the
upcoming rivalries. Yeah,
the up and coming JoJo Pure versus top 8 NRG. It's like who would have saw NRG get top 8? It's like, can NRG go? Mm-hmm. Well, how do you think the record's gonna be? Like, is it gonna be like? Do they play instead of 18 games? Do they play like 16? Do they play 12? How many? Are they playing each other 3 times?
I don't know how the schedule's gonna be.
How was it when it was only 8 teams?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they had more games, so it wasn't I forgot it's 18 games. So there's no way they're going to do BL because I know the rumor is, from what I've been hearing, that
you can do best of 3.
The owners want to change the format. I think best of 3s are coming back, but I don't know, honestly.
I think best of 3s could work better because it's like you got less teams. You can do it where you got
same what the LCK does. You have games going on 5 days, 3 to 5 days a week, 2 games a day, 2 matches. That's it.
Yeah, 2 to 3, and some days will be 3. All right, no, and 2.
Oh, that's why they probably won't do that. I forgot. It costs so much money, they said, to run the studio. So it's technically cheaper to just run the studio 2 days rather than running it like 5 days. But
they get it out of Los Angeles. What the fuck?
People have been saying that forever. They don't, because they own the building.
Jesus.
It costs so much money to run the studio. You have to do lights, paying security, casters, all that shit going on, the talent, the crew. It's a lot of money, right, running that studio. So that's why that's why initially they went back to best of 1s after best of 3s, because it's much more cheaper running it on 2 days of best of 1s than running it on 5 days of 2 best of 3s.
They need to make the season last long because they had too big of a gap.
Like they said, they need to get it out of Los Angeles.
That summer split lasted. That summer split was way too early because there was a gap. It was like a 2-month gap.
Oh well, yeah, you had the walkout too. The walkout's the one extended that.
Yeah, to a certain degree, no, because that would have been over about the same time if they only did 2 games a week instead of 3. It would have
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because it would have been like a week or two. Like it extended up by like a week, but it was like 2 weeks. But you just consolidated by putting 3 games. You ended August, and then when the Worlds will start till October.
there's a long break there.
Jesus.
So what the rumor might be that the LCS might just be going with the LEC format.
I mean, I would do that could work. I think 18-3 splits could work.
Yeah,
2 teams, like whoever wins,
Portal's another chance of winning a split.
Immortals might go.
If there's a world where Immortals in the finals, I'm burning the LCS. I will go to that building and burn that shit to the ground.
In Minecraft,
yeah.
He's not serious about crabs. But nah,
it feels a bit sad, but like overall, I feel so happy about like looking back on my career, looking back on all the things that I was able to accomplish. You know, like not dwelling so much on the negative, but just thinking about like, wow, I can't believe I was so lucky to have these experiences, to do all these things. A lot of people would be very happy. And that's like something that I've struggled with my entire life, is just to be happy with what I've done, to be happy with what I have, to not always be seeking out the next thing and be sort of stressed out that I can't get there, but to be appreciative of the things that I already do have and that I have done.
He went to Team Liquid, and then he also beat Bjergsen, who was considered the GOAT of the LCS at the time too, also increasing the viewership in the LCS too. There were so many great storylines back then, man. I don't know what the fuck we have now, which is just utter jank.
So yeah, looking back, like I am genuinely happy
about getting my dick sucked by my hot Asian girlfriend.
Hey, yo,
I guess the last thing that I want to say, and probably the most important, is to all my fans who've cheered for me, who watch my videos, watch my streams, tuned into my matches, you know, just gave me like anything, any ounce of like your attention. Even the people who just go on Reddit and talk shit, I genuinely appreciate those people, because the fact that anyone would talk about me at all is such a huge thing. Without people who give a shit about League, about professional games, about me, I would have nothing. I'd be probably deeply unhappy, as I was before I was playing pro. You know, when I was growing up, I would watch videos and interviews of pro players of games that I liked, Wreckful and like Idra and all these old school pro players. You guys probably don't even know who they are. And I would dream at night of being them, because it was so cool to me that they were pro players, that they made money playing video games. And the amount of money and the amount of like fame / success that those guys had, it kind of like, the whole scene, it like pales in comparison to what it is now. And that I was actually able to live out that dream that I had is so amazing. Yeah, I'll always be in debt of my fans, you know. I'll always like owe you guys everything that I have. So yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah. Congratulations on all your success in the LCS, being what was considered a laughing stock of the LCS to one of the greatest LCS players of all time, along with Bjergsen, other greats like Sneaky and Jensen, and Smithy, and all those players. I mean, you know, got to look at how crazy this year had gotten for Doublelift and Bjergsen, but you know, they're both gone. I think it's time for sure. Yeah, the LCS is going to have to be doing some massive changes structurally moving forward, because, you know, he mentioned in his retirement video, the amount of money the LCS teams are trying to put into some of these rosters now is massively much more lower than what it used to be, you know? So that's just how it's going to end up being. So what's going to happen tonight, guys? I'm going to end up retitling this podcast episode because I'm tired. I kind of want to just go and take a rest for a little bit. Been streaming for quite a bit of time. We'll talk about Gen G's and 100 Thieves newest roster and the LJL stuff, you know, on Sunday, and go over that. Then we'll be going over that around 5 or 5:30 PST, actually, because then we have to start on time on Sunday because I have 2 1-on-1s after that. So, you know, But yeah, man. I guess seeing Doublelift all these many years win and lose. I mean, yeah, right. He's 30 now. That's crazy.
Yep, 30.
God, getting his balls licked by a hot Asian bitch that used to be
Hey, yo.
the CEO of TSM.
Damn.
I hate that narrative that Bjergsen tanked TSM. No. Reginald tanked TSM.
Reginald, first of all, Reginald out there was being, I mean, Doublelift did get his revenge. You pretty much get, I think it was twofold, because then the whole thing with Bjergsen, being mad at Doublelift, and then you got Reginald over here, his shit. No, I'm doing what I want. All right, cool. And then fucking, what is it? Doublelift just walks in and just takes his girl from him. What the man? That's some playing shit right there. He got like Doublelift got my respect off that alone. Wait. He walks in and just takes Reginald's girl. Like, no fight, no nothing. Just like, yeah, damn. Reginald out here looking like a bitch. He can't be. You tell me the guy who you just fired just came in and took your girl from you, nigga. Okay, all right, yeah. Let that happen to anybody else. Me and Doublelift and I gotta be fighting. Fuck that.
Or unless she can watch For the Love of Lena, based. If you guys don't know, For the Love of Lena, the plug is basically they never had a boy girl threesome. They're basically having this tryout show like The Bachelor to see who's going to be the first guy with Adam 2022 to fuck his wife.
Yeah, who's gonna stretch out his wife? Jesus, I was like, God damn. And you did it after you got married? You didn't do this before? Adam 22 is a hoe ass nigga, man. Like, that's crazy.
Good.
That's like if you. That's like if you flew me out here and said, you know what, I'm a audition you to go fuck my bitch. I'm like, what? Okay.
What?
Okay, cool. I got you. Condom or no condom? That's the real question.
You can go on all raws you want. She's clean and tested.
Oh, I know she's a virgin too. Ooh, I would have been the one and only. Yep, just leave my semen right aside. Have it chilling in there. Yep. I'm just joking. Or am I? I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Oh,
What?
we'll have to go over this on. I can't do it tonight. I'm too tired. Oh, we'll just do it Sunday.
But you like even too tired for league? You better go sleep.
No,
Okay.
we'll play league. I just want to just,
get some rest. I got you.
Get some rest from podcasting all day.
What happened? You can put it in the private chat. I can read it. I was like, this
you know
something
what?
crazy else?
No, this is crazy. I'll say. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about it. JDG announces they're bidding farewell tonight.
Oh, okay. And then we could go more on detail on this on Sunday. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's big. That's big right there.
Damn.
Because a lot of people thought they were going to be running back the JDG roster. Nope. Especially you can't run anything back if the main piece is gone. Oh, to me, the main piece is really Ruler, but yeah, that's crazy.
Shit. Okay.
People also, the reason why the person made a comment that said, I didn't expect Knight to abort his contract so soon. He asked his girlfriend who he got pregnant to get an abortion, and she did. Allegedly.
Hey, yo. I mean, sometimes, man, you got to ask some hard questions like, hey, girl, I need you to get an abortion. Will you? No? Okay. Hey, some motherfuckers just, never mind, I'm going to shut up. But, yeah. Jesus, shit, man.
If Knight moves to BLG, I don't think they should do that, though. I don't think they should get rid over Yagao. I think Yagao had a great year.
Honestly. I mean, if you can get that pick up, I take that in the heart.
You can upgrade, yeah, for sure. But if they can't get anyone like but Knight, I wouldn't really do it, honestly. Yeah. I think Yagao. I'm not always the biggest fan of Yagao. I think he's all right for the most part, but I think he had an exceptional year.
Oh no, he definitely had a good year.
But it's like, hey, if Knight's knocking on the door, he's like, hey, Wong Dong Hong Yon? Yes.
Wong
You
Dong
can come.
Hong Young.
If Knight's out here spitting bars.
Motherfucking bars, nigga. That's what he do. He spitting them hot fire bars. He spitting that hot shit. He spitting that red. He spitting that hot shit.
Oh, I guess no. I love RNG from the LPL, but they ain't about to be competitive for. I think their reign of competitiveness is over.
Oh
It
no,
was fun rooting for them for a while.
RNG's gonna be like top 6.
RNG is gonna be that random org that people remember in the LPL that was once really, really good, but faded into obscurity later on.
They'll be that team that won that MSI where everyone has that asterisk over it. Oh, they won, but they were at home. They should have been in stage. Yeah, trust me, RNG won the one MSI that no one takes seriously, in my opinion.
They did win other MSIs in front of crowds against Korea too. They won
that 2022 one. Whew.
Yeah, woo.
That's
one of those ones you got to put a huge asterisk against. Generally.
Oh, I'm trolling. Motherfucker is gonna look.
Hold on. This girl said Extra Emily did not impress XQC with her gambling story. What? I don't get about. How can any girl impress a fucking millionaire like him? What is you about to offer? Your mouth?
You mean a tweaker or not a tweaker? Quirker? Like he's quirking. Like you can't impress someone who quirks out like that.
Girls be doing that shit. Like you'll never meet a girl like me. What do you mean? I'm a millionaire. I can literally meet any girl I want.
First of all, Emily, you're Chinese. I could go to China right now and meet a billion motherfuckers. Like,
thank God our biggest audience is in France.
Shit, I'm just saying. I mean, there's Chinese people in France. Like, I'm just saying. It's like you know, I can't meet a girl like you. I can fly over to China right now.
I don't know what that. I'm glad someone brought that up to me recently because girls be doing it. Like, you never meet a girl like me. Yeah, I can. There's plenty just like you. What are you talking about?
I go to China right now. And give me a girl better than you. Get the fuck out of here, better than you, bitch.
Bitch, great confidence. This girl said what I can offer my man, because she was like, oh, he has to make all this much money, all this stuff. And they're like, what are you going to offer? She's like, my kindness. I was like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Bitch, your kindness. Like, the only thing you can offer a man is your mouth. Open up and say, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I was sad. 2017 me was just, this one girl came at me with, Joe, caught me off guard. I was like, bitch, I know you ain't talking with your Jericho ass, greasy hair, bitch. How about you give the hair back to the 1980s? Oh, Puerto Rican ass motherfucker. I was like, yeah, it's like I hate when girls say that. I was like, where you from? China, bitch. I go to China right now and give me a billion of them girls out that are better than you. Get the fuck out of here. Talking about no. Every time a girl says that, I just look at her like, what can you offer a man? Me? The fuck? What? Me? What does that mean? I need to elaborate. What does me mean?
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Oh my god!
I caught a girl super so hard. I was like, "Where you go off my body?" I was like, first of all, with your lopsided titties and your crooked butt cheeks. Ooh, oh man, this is you gotta realize. I was a kid who doesn't have the best hearing. I have great vision. I'm very good at observing and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. And you got lopsided titties and your butt cheeks are like kind of loose. Like, bitch, I fuck you right now and your butt cheek gonna come out. Come on, stop playing with me. And she just didn't know what to say. She was just like, oh yeah, shut your ass up. Talk about you bring him in your body, bitch. He gonna fuck you and be at the next girl house an hour later. Okay, these girls make me laugh. Good Lord, comedy assholes, man. Talk about I bring my body. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
That sounds like a straight hoe bag.
If you say I bring me, I'm like, okay, I want you, the guy you want to go out with, I want you to show up. This one girl, I got so much into her head and it wasn't like deep in your head. But I was like, he only likes you because of the makeup and the tits. You take the makeup off, he's not gonna fuck with you. And I was right. He was more attentive when she had the makeup on, the titties in her face. But when she hid the titties and took the makeup off, man, those just.
That's why girls be saying like, I got to go to the bathroom and put on my face.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, you out here looking like the motherfucking Joker. He want to see the real you, but you come out here looking like a clown asshole, bitch.
Well, thank you guys for coming out for this episode. Yep. Doublelift retired for the second time officially, and it is ending his career. I mean, the LCS is gonna have to be stepping up. Like if people want to make this product good, that it needs to be a collective effort from the teams, the broadcast. But I'm gonna just throw this prediction out there, and basically in 2025, if it comes true, that's awesome. But if it doesn't, I'll wait for it. I think the LCS is going to end up having a VCT model very soon. I think they're going to be moving to a VCT model very soon, combining the regions, actually.
I don't think it's going to be just the LCS. I think it's going to be the whole Riot. I think Riot League of Legends is going to do that. I think Korea is going to be the only one. I think this is what they're going to do. I think they might end up expanding Korea. They might cut LPL to 12 teams. They're going to get rid of 5 teams. The 5 teams.
Yeah, LPL has some straight shitter teams in there. Just straight up donkey shit.
I'm talking about right now. Rare Adams is gone. Any team that does it.
If you're a player and you go to Rare Adam and you're talking about winning a split, I'm gonna take anything you say and throw that shit out the window.
Who was it? I was telling you about that. Literally went to Up. Who's the one that went to Up? Was it Up
Sword Art and
UCal? UCal, and who was the other one?
Ning,
but no, it was sorry, it wasn't Up. Who's the fuck?
Fuck?
No, yeah, Up fuck, but no, it was the news. I was reading it earlier. It was LCK, but then it was got you go on Leaguepedia.
What I think's gonna happen is someone who's gonna end up. I think they'll do top whatever. They're going to go to the teams and be like, "Hey, we'll give you your money back for franchising, but you can be part of this new all-encompassed region system, like our Valorant VCT Americas, with top Brazil teams, top Mexico teams, and just whatever NA teams they think are gonna be the best to have for a partnership." Honestly, because this can't survive anymore in its current iteration of franchising. Also, it's such a systemic issue now everywhere. Not just from the LCS and Riot, to the point where you might as well just axe it down and just, start over with a different system. There's no way you'll be able to fix it. It's just not going to happen, honestly.
It was a player. It was a high profile player. It was someone you were talking about. Fuck. Was it? Oh, it was who was it? I think they joined Niggas of Pajamas? Was it that team? It was somebody joined some team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a player. It was was it? It was a player. They joined some team. And they were like, wait a second, did this player joined this team? Yeah, it was confirmed changes. Yeah, it was one of those things where it was someone you were talking about because I can't remember. Fuck, it's all watch it come to me right after we go off air. But it was like I think it. We also talked about this on Sunday, but there was a player you brought up that was going to a shit team. You're like, yeah, he's just wasted another year. It was an LPL team. Was it LPL or was it LC? I don't know, it was LPL. But yeah, you be wondering some of these shit teams are like, was it Rookie? It was it Rookie? No, it's not Rookie. Rookie was rumored to join somebody, but it wasn't him. Rookie was joined. He was rumored to join another team, but that fell through. It was, but yeah, I don't know, man. You sometimes wonder, like, are these teams just dumb or
No, it's just basically they're no, there's many reasons to it. The issue here
yeah,
is they kind of just want to do a random fuck all roster, and if it
yeah,
happens to luck out, you factor in if these players do play well in this random fuck all roster where you just pick out some randoms together. If it does well, you could sell them all for high value because they prove themselves, right?
yep,
You can basically sell them for the next year value versus the value that they put out in this year. You know, and you got to factor in why do half of these LPL orgs even exist from like 12th to like 17th? Rare Atom up. Why do they exist? They're terrible. They don't provide
okay.
anything.
Oh yeah,
What do they provide to the league?
you got Jang who's back in Korea. Yep, Blue
Yeah.
Sandbox. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Got the fuck off of Charlotte. Holy shit. Doublelift is officially retired. Tomo's going back on dig.
Yep.
Rookie leaves Top Esports. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mercer leaves Team Heretics out. Not surprising. Chasey becomes inactive. He has a lot of PCS players retiring as well. And yeah, not much else. Mostly coaches are leaving. Dove joins. Yep. Oh, that's joins dig.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. You just keep talking.
Yep. There's some teams in like these minor regions that might just like cease operations because they're firing their whole team. If someone fires their whole team, they might cease to operate as not a company, but as like in that sport. Because if someone seizes operations in general, oh yeah, nah, burn that whole org to the ground. Like, God, let me see, 2023. Oh, I'm done. I put league news.
Yeah, it's because no one's really making money off this right now. Like, remember that?
Yeah.
Remember Arnold went to the Summoning Insight? Oh no, the last Nation when they had Arnold on from Gen G, the CEO, and he was talking about like no one's making money off this unless you're just getting sponsorships, and sponsorship dollars have pulled out. It's tough out there. This whole like esports winter thing, it's going to be getting a lot worse. A lot of these orgs are going budget rosters, and if like you're in a minor region, if you have to go budget in a minor region, that's bad. That's really bad. That means league is in a pretty a pretty fucked state right now, dude. Even the LCK has massive issues right now. Like, remember how he talked about all the issues the LCK has? Like the LCK, which is the biggest LPL and LCK, the biggest leagues in the world, they have their own issues with like monetizing the product and all this stuff. It's so many problems, man. It's like that's the thing with esports is, can't really make money off this unless it's through sponsorships, and sponsors like viewers. That's the thing, honestly. Sponsors want viewership, and the viewership has steadily been going down for,
Yep. You got Sora on Doggo on Ultra Prime, but damn, there was something I saw. There was something I saw where someone was going to Ninjas in Pajamas or something.
Wasn't a rookie supposed to go to Ninjas in Pajamas?
Yeah, that was the rumor. That was the rumor I saw. It was like rookie is going. Yeah. That was the player. That was the one you were like, he's gonna waste another year. I was like, Ninjas in Pajamas.
He just loves these rosters where like he's gonna look like the carry, the best player, and I don't doubt he will be putting in the best, obviously, but it's one of these things where if he wants to go back to Worlds, he needs an actual roster.
That was the org that was dead last. It was LGD Gaming. 2-14. LGD.
Nah, league's great. You go to LGD, you might as well just retire in the offseason.
I forgot who they won against.
League news. It's on Leaguepedia, right?
Yeah, I forgot who they won against.
There's so many things to talk about come Sunday too, when we can kind of scrunch it in together. The news is just out of this world insane. Who do we have? Man, Licorice said he what did he say? Licorice was talking about playing against a Brazilian top laner earlier on today. I was like, I would say to Licorice, you're not gonna have a team for the LCS for 2022. Sorry,
go to Mexico or go to Brazil.
Yeah, I would say if Licorice doesn't have a team for 2024 LCS spring, go to Brazil or go to Mexico. Honestly,
yeah,
I'd do it. Oh, Nest is going on right now. What the fuck is? Oh, this is the preseason tournament right now. It's gonna be. What's the tournament? So right, when does it go on? This thing is with some of these tournaments. It's like, when does this stuff go on? FPX versus OMG. Oh, ain't no one about to watch that trash.
Yep.
Coming up is FPX versus OMG, and then RNG versus whoever wins out of Weibo and JDG. What is JDG's jank roster looking like right now? That's their academy team. They ain't put their real roster out there.
No, their academy team's about to beat the fuck out of them too. Shit.
Oh god. Rookie leaves top esports. That's crazy.
Yep. And the rumor is he's going to Ninjas of Pajamas. That's the rumor now.
They better be making a good roster.
Ninjas of Pajamas. Yeah, he's going to be the motherfucking LeBron James 2007 of the goddamn team.
Lord. Well, thank you guys for showing up tonight. It means a lot. If you guys are watching the show on the podcasting platforms, thank you so much for choosing to watch and listen to our show for all of you. And I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend. And I hope since Halloween, your holidays have been exceptionally great for you. We are moving up to the end of the year with Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. So yeah, we have this little mini break before Christmas and New Year's Eve. So let's make the most out of it. And after Sunday's episode, we're going to be at 200 episodes, which is another milestone that I'll have hit for my podcast coming up very, very soon. But can't wait to hit our 200 episode and have a big blowout special on that day. Hopefully I can pull some strings together and make sure we have a banger 200 episode special. But yeah, there's a lot of news to cover when regarding League of Legends, and we'll be able to cover more of that stuff for you guys on Sunday, 5 or 5:30 p.m. PST.